J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We talking about BMF Season 2, Episode 1, First Reaction. Season 2 just dropped, and I'm going to break down the first episode, give it my first reaction, as well as a Moscow, and pretty much talk about the episode and what was good and what wasn't and what I liked about the episode. So definitely ready to get on in there and break it down. One quick thing I'm going to say is I told y'all Lamar wasn't dead. Anyway, we gonna get into that. Before we do, I give a shout out to some of y'all in the chat. Il Woods, what's good? Dame Kenny, what's up, fam? B, what's up? How you doing, sis? Patty, how you doing? I appreciate all of y'all. Yeah, I don't wanna spoil it for you, because I am gonna talk about it if you ain't seen it yet. But I appreciate you for coming through. Juan Marley, what's up, man? How you doing? Definitely appreciate it for coming on through. Before I get into the recap, I just want to share with everybody this GoFundMe for my nephew, who unfortunately was killed by accidental gunfire, and so I'm gonna put the link in here if anybody is able to support. I definitely appreciate it. If you are not able to support financially, please share, and I definitely appreciate all the help and things. It's really a horrible tragedy to start off the new year, unfortunately. And more importantly, I mean, this 15-year-old, my nephew, his life is no longer with us, and that's even more unfortunate. So I put the link if anybody's able to support, share, definitely appreciate it. Now, as far as this episode with BMF, I definitely like how they kind of did a time jump a little bit, but then they kind of went back. They kind of showed a little bit of how it's going to end for them, but it went back to where we left off, kind of. Shout out to Eric Iverson with the super chat. He said 50 Cent just said BMF got 3 spinoffs coming, called BMF Immortals 1, 2, and BMF Immortals. Okay. Yep. And also, anybody that does super chat tonight, I'm going to forward all of that proceeds to the GoFundMe as well. So I definitely appreciate all the support and help, and I say it all the time, you never know how things will happen, and enjoy, each day and the little things. And it's just another example. So, Patty, I appreciate it. And thank you. And as well as everybody else for your thoughts and prayers as well and support. Now, the thing with this episode that I like, it kicks off in St. Louis in 2005, and it's showing that Terry is at the top of the game, and then it's being narrated by Southwest T instead of like 50 Cent or something. And it's the older Terry, and he's basically on top of the world now, mansion, the cars, the money, everything. And he had a nice little Thanksgiving type feast for his boys, but before he get to the feast, he too busy trying to pack his bags. He talking about he got to grab this last little bit of money right quick. And what it turns out is while he's narrating, he's saying, Meech always lived every day like it was his last, because he always knew that, what he say, you can't get to heaven on Pharaoh's throne. And he said, that's what Mama always say, pretty much, like they say, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than than the rich man in heaven. Now, we did see he had that picture of him and Dom, so we know that it is going to happen, and it must have been beautiful because he's still holding on to that picture in 05, and we ain't nowhere near 05 yet in the real story of the show. So anyway, we see he's scrambling to get everybody together and have their, last supper, so to speak. He's telling all the folks, hey, look, we gonna have this, but family had their ups and downs, but we family, we gonna stick together. And next thing you know, they don't even get to dig in because the feds bust in. We see Leslie Jones coming in with the jokes. All right, Lefty. And then she ready to get on them about a couple other things. We see Steve Harris come in, and he been working on this case for a minute. He done got all gray. He do got on a nice suit now, but he said, Terry, like, man, you just spent 20 years of your life chasing after me. And he's like, yep, sure did. But we got your ass. So that's interesting. I like how they kind of cut through that a little bit. And we were able to look and then come back and see how it all played out, which, was definitely good. I like the change up. Eric, I appreciate it. Definitely, man. All of that is definitely appreciated. B, thank you so much for the support. Like I said, all super chat, all support. I am going to be forwarding to the GoFundMe. So definitely appreciate it as well. Cheryl, thank you all for the support. It all adds up. And it all helps. So definitely appreciate all the love. It is felt, And so back to the episode, we see after they arrested him, it cuts back to the late 80s in Vegas. And so we see in Vegas, one thing that I did like is they kind of did a little breakdown. So the dude that Meech is talking to in Vegas is a big time mover in Atlanta. I can't remember his name offhand. I think he said Pharaoh. So that's Pharaoh in Atlanta, and he making big moves. So he told him while they was walking, because Meech getting some bricks strapped around him, made it look like he had a little beer belly, but he getting them bricks strapped, ready to go transport back to the D. So while he doing that, they walking through the casino, and he like, yeah, that's Rayful Edmonds and them DC boys. Hey, that right there is Freeway Rick and them California boys. And so he was like, look, all these people out here, he pointed to the Jamaicans. He like, look, all these people at the top of the food chain. You trying to make these big moves, then this where it's at. If you ain't here, then you ain't really making no big moves. And so that was the first thing that kind of clicked with Meech about networking with people. And so that was something that he kind of picked up on, that it's not all about just the dollars and cents. It's about the connections. And then later, we saw that the dude that he was getting the money, the work for, was a big time dude in Detroit named K9, who we later saw is not playing. He blew a dude away after a basketball game. Now, dude was disrespectful, talking about, I ain't paying you nothing and this and that, and you owe 20 stacks, and you talking to a killer drug dealer. He was a little reckless with that, on how he dealt with that, but he blew dude away like American Gangster, Frank Lucas style, point blank, put something on his mind, literally. And so, Meech hopped in the car with him. They doing business, talking, and we see that dude ain't nothing to play with, but he's smart. He knew it'd be dogs and stuff around, and so he wanted to see if Meech was smart enough to work around it. Is he gonna get caught up? And is he going to be on time? And like he told him, yeah, you made it, but there you wasn't on time. You was late. So Meech like, oh, okay, so you knew the dogs would be there, but I made it. So it's sometimes it's not always about the dollars and cents. And he was the second person that told Meech it ain't about dollars and cents. It's about relationships and trust. He said that stuff you can't see. And that's what it's all about, you know, and that's real because in life, anybody can have money or situations, but everybody not trustworthy and loyal. He had his woman feeding him some food. He getting pissed off at this little fake Pablo Escobar. And it seemed like this dude K9 is very temperamental, quick to snap at any moment. And he even told Meech later in the episode, hey, you don't come with my money, I'm going to kill you. And then I'm going to kill your brother, your mama, and everybody else. So, I don't know. Meech's going to end up having to take dude out or make sure that they always in good terms because he ain't one to be messed with. But with that being said, you know, he was 100% right when he told Meech about the relationships and stuff because that's the trust. They can't trust you. Don't matter how much money you bring in and doing because you could be the feds. You could be setting me up. So all that other stuff is worthless without the trust. So, you know, I think they were trying to show the foundations of Meech and how he came across building the organization based off of relationships and not fear or muscle or just money. And at the end of the episode, when he brought the two crews together, he like, we gonna bring everybody together. We gonna all get money. We gonna all have our own house. And one thing he said in the documentary that he said in this episode is everybody shine like new money, you know. So that's something that he trying to do. Now, one thing that I don't know exactly what was up with this, but Big L. So they did have the Big L kind of fallout type thing, but we saw she came into that bar where Meech and K9 was. And she was like, when he introduced them, she like, we know each other. He a good salesman. I just wasn't buying. And so he like, she ain't messing with you. Why should I? And he like, man, she was, you know, scared off by the flash. She ain't ready. And so later, we also see another thing about how he was like, you want to be the man, you got to take care of the men that, you know, take care of you. And he gave them all gifts. And when he gave Meech that gift, it was some loose lips that ain't about to sink no ships. And he didn't cut that woman lips off and put it in the box. And he like, you know, she had a big mouth. Took care of that for you, you know, but you need to make sure you take care of what I need. And so if this dude cut off a woman's lips and put it in the box, man, Meech got to be careful with this dude. And my predictions is they going to definitely have a problem. And I know another reason why they're going to have a problem because, you know, his brother had eyes, or at least one eye, all on Dom. And Dom, she been in so many shows we talk about, but Lala, he was all on that. He even came up and brought her a flower. And I will say the way she sucked on that lollipop, I see why he had that eye on her. And she is with K9. So we saw that they will end up together. And if he is trying to get with her, K9 is going to be pissed. But Meech is trying to work with him. So that's going to be a triangle of effery. Because Meech ain't gonna let dude kill his brother or do something to his brother. He ain't gonna want to mess up his money or the business or the plug. So I don't know, man. Dude, that ain't gonna end well in my prediction. Definitely not gonna end well. But the way she can lick a lollipop, I can see why he was interested in going that route, ready to go to war. I'm ready to play war. Let's go. I see the lollipop. I am ready to play war. Let's go. So, yeah, her man is K9. So it's even worse. He ain't connected. Her man is K9. And that definitely is going to be a problem. He don't seem like the type to be like, okay, you don't want to be with me, okay. That ain't about to happen. So definitely gonna be a problem in the future. I don't know how they're gonna work that out. I'm interested to see. Also, I like the new partner that Steve Harris had. He said, "What kind of Asian are you? What kind of black are you? I'm blue black. What about you?" No, but he about to touch the Buddha. He like, "Don't touch that. That's my Buddha." He's like, "Buddha, you got Buddha, I got Jesus. Everybody, Muslim got Allah. It's all the same." And so I like their relationship. They back and forth. It's funny, interesting. I like when he was like, you could bulk up, eat a few more biscuits. She like, yeah, you could eat a few less. And he like, okay, you got jokes. And then when they was riding, they saw B Mickey. And she like, you all right? He like, oh yeah, I'm gravy. She said, you got food references for everything. I like that. So, Von Joyner, that's funny. You say Harris about to hit that. Nah, she gonna hit that with her car. She straight cracked, old boy. But it was funny though, because when Wood was chasing B Mickey, he jumped over that gate. He was like, shit. He just straight pulled out the square. I ain't jumping no gate. And then oh boy, he thought he was safe. So he started smoking his little jilla, and she straight whacked him with the car like he was Ace Ventura or something, and knocked his tooth out. So I don't know. Cheryl, you say she was way too comfortable for the first day. She was pretty comfy, huh? I don't know. She might be a mole. Mole. But I don't know if she's a mole yet. I won't say that. But I won't put it past it. I'm just not sure on if I think she a mole yet. I haven't seen enough evidence. One thing I did like though, and to see, is that we got to see another side of Harris, because he got a son. And it's always tripped out how sometimes your kids be the exact opposite of you. You know what I mean? Everybody want their kid to be a better version of them, and their kids be totally opposite. Now, that don't mean it's better or worse, but, his son is straight nerdy. Not that that's a bad thing, but he ain't no hard charging, tough ass wannabe cop or badass. And he's the exact opposite, where he created his own little superhero t-shirt that he needs to wear for protection. Now, I do think that was very creative, how he was creating that comic book and stuff. But unfortunately for a lot of us during those years, a lot of our family, friends, parents didn't see a financial future in a lot of things. So it wasn't supported. He probably didn't think this boy could be making any future making comic books and drawing stuff. He probably thought he was wasting his time and to get it together and get a job, not realizing this could have been $1 billion idea. But unfortunately, a lot of stuff like that didn't happen. There's friends of mine and even myself that was able to do some things when I was younger that if it happened today, I could be rich or famous or, whatever. But back then, it wasn't nothing. People didn't think about it like that, dancing or certain things. But, he told him, look, I'm the baddest man in Detroit. You ain't got to worry about a thing. Of course, he like, yeah, whatever, Dad. Uh, they're gonna beat me up. But I thought this was pretty cool. If this was real, and he was doing that as a father, he should have been a little more supportive. But again, the culture thing, you know what I mean? We didn't know, so it's just unfortunate, But we'll see. Big Cav, you say you didn't like the scenes from the future they put in the show. I didn't need to see T getting arrested. I mean, in a way, it was kind of unnecessary. I could get that. We all know they get arrested anyway. So that was really kind of pointless if in actuality, because we know that it didn't really show much more. I think they were just trying to establish that he would be doing some of the narrating now, I think. And that, they probably put that little tidbit in there about Dom with the picture, a couple other things. But I don't think it was really about the arrest so much. But it wasn't it wasn't that long, and it didn't push the story forward, but I get what you're saying. That dude said, was that the real Southwest T that was narrating the show? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. And also, Cheryl, I agree. And also to emphasize the family dinners, the family structure. So I think that's what it was, to show that him and Dom did eventually have something, and that he'll be narrating, and that they all still had that like family unit type stuff. But, I don't think it really wasn't about the arrest and stuff too much. Also, it showed that Harris is going to be on their case for 20 years. So he really tried to get there. He really worked hard to get them. So at this point, we see that, Steve Harris is kind of on the fence as a cop. He wants to catch them, but he's still got a little toe or two still in the dirt. But he did say that losing his partner changed him, and he want to be more transparent. So maybe losing Lopez was the start of him changing and trying to do better. We saw that he was keeping Lamar alive, which the other day when I was on Lamar's show, I was saying when we were looking at the trailer and the show Lamar dead, I was surprised. I didn't think he would die from that wound, but they said he did. Now, we later see he been in a coma, and that he's been keeping him alive so that he can get information about who shot him and possibly build the case. Now, truth of the matter is, he probably won't talk of who shot him and try to handle it himself. But he did wake up, eyes wide open, eyes wide shut, no more. So I didn't think they should have killed him off, because he was damn near the best character on the show, and it would be a loss for the show to not have him on. He did a damn good job, and he's back, and I'm interested to see how that's all gonna go. Now, another thing that was interesting about what happened with this is that we see that B Snitchy, he got a lot on his mind because Coach Cop, Coach Harris, Coach Water, instead of water turned off, water head, he was in Mickey house and he was telling him, hey, look, I still got that gun. I can still hang you on that murder, J-Mo. And, you need to give me something. I ain't worried about this dead female. I want Meech. And he in a bad situation because Meech is now telling him, you going to be my right hand. You're going to be more important than ever before, which he ain't too happy about because now he been put in more of a situation where he going to be forced to say something or either get killed or go to jail. And Coach Cop could have killed him when he put that gun under his throat. He could have killed him and then just made it look like a suicide. So, definitely in the bad situation. I don't know what he could do about that. I don't know what he could do about this one, man. Other than die, there's nothing he can do, really. What, he gonna kill the cop? He don't know where the gun is. Now, we saw that the gun is in a lockbox in his house, but B. Mickey don't know that. So he's screwed, man. And I think that he is not going to live past this season because he got some serious skeletons in his closet. He got a cemetery right about now. So, he in trouble. Big time. But overall, I like this episode, man. I like how they did it. I think they did a good job for season 2. And I'm going to go ahead and break it down and give it a Mosco. But overall, I like the episode. I think that they did a good job. I like all the actors. We saw that Terry found out from overhearing that Mama and Sis put that plan together for her to leave and take the kid away for him to get out the game. And Pops was in on it too. And here it is, this man trying to go straight, which was probably a good thing. I mean, but he felt like y'all manipulate me like it, just like everybody else. Y'all talking about these people manipulating me or whatever, so I need to leave. And y'all doing the same thing. So he felt kind of alone and didn't know who to trust with that. And then him picking up Meech and Meech pretty much saying, man, what you do all day? Make $50? Like, come on. We got better things to do than this. We could do better than that. And we ain't never messed up when we was working together. We go ahead and get this money. And he trying to do the right thing. But when Meech threw that money at him, it put something on his head. So when he later found out they was manipulating him, he back in the game. I'm back. Welcome back. So, and then them starting the car business is where they're going to start, making them compartments in the car. And we saw when he was coming from the basketball game, he met that one lady who said she worked on cars doing all the electrical work. So we saw a lot of the beginnings of how they built their empire and the connections in this episode. And I like it. I think it's a good start. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. BMF, this is a good show. And I enjoyed it. So now it's time for the Mosco. So I'm going to break it on down. All right, the MOEDOT, for those that don't know, is my rating system. 4 simple categories, 25 points max for each category, given a score of 100. If you want to know a score of 1 to 10, you can just simply round it down, and there you go. So, visual cinematography, I thought they did a good job. It looked like the 80s, the clothes, the cars, everything, the music. I mean, they did a good job with the visual cinematography. I like how this looks old. The tint on the show, it looks like it's in the 80s, like 80s cameras are being used. And I like how they, showed around the town and a couple different things, Vegas and stuff. So I like it. And I will give it a 20 out of 25. Storyline and plot, I enjoyed this storyline and plot. It was very good. It's interesting to see the dynamics of how they actually built it and the thought process and things behind it. So I'm gonna give it a 20 for this episode as well. Special effects, makeup, costumes. It's not a big special effects show, but the costumes, makeup is on point. It looks like the 80s. Somebody did have a joke about BBLs in the 80s because of Lala. I don't know, but I know it looked very nicely. Lala, boy. Ooh la la. Anyway, I would give the costume, special effects, and makeup a 20 as well. And lastly, entertaining, fun factor. I enjoyed the episode. It was entertaining to me. I don't have any real complaints or anything that stuck out that I thought was out of place. So I will give that a 20 as well, bringing it total to 80. Okay, 80 out of 100. And of course, you could just round it down to an 8 out of 10. I give this episode an 8 out of 10, which is very good. I mean, it's hard to make everything a 10 these days, but an 8 is very good. It's a solid B plus, and I enjoyed it. I'm ready to see more. You guys let me know, what would you rate it? You can either use, a score of 1 to 10, or, use the MOEDOT and have a score 1 to 100. So, with that being said, I like it. I'm interested to see more, and it's got me back ready for, TV, because we ain't had a lot to watch recently. And so it's good to be back and have some of this content back to talk about. All right. Before I go, get up out of here, I just want to say one more time, please support on the GoFundMe. This ain't something I normally do, but, well, I've never done actually. But my 15-year-old nephew was unfortunately shot and killed accidentally, and it's just a tragic family accident, devastating. I did put the link for the GoFundMe there. Please share. If you are able to donate, whether it's $1 or more, is greatly appreciated. And if you're not, it's still appreciated. And just try to share. You never know who may see and be able to help. And I definitely appreciate all that help and support. You guys have been a great community and showed a lot of love and support. And also everybody that did support with Super Chat tonight, I will be sending 100% over to the GoFundMe. So thank you all for your love, support, appreciation. Call it a wrap for tonight. I will be back tomorrow with Lamar and talking about this episode on Lamar's channel. and I will be adding some more breakdowns about this episode and recap. So check it out. Until then, I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace, love, appreciation. Be safe. Don't take nothing for granted. And I'm out of here. Deuces.